Welcome back to the second edition of SHS This Month. I'm here with Maddie Brown and I'm Brady Conlon.
Let's start off with an interview with Mr. Boucher about the pros and cons about virtual learning this year.
All right. How has being a teacher impacted your life?
Being a teacher was something that I didn't expect to do when I was in high school or in college. Honestly, when I was in college, I fell into mass communication and video production and radio and kind of fell in love with that instantaneously. I went to Avon High School down the street, and when I went there, it was a great school. I learned a lot. The people were awesome, but we didn't have a lot of technology. And just getting involved in video production and radio, learning how to edit, learning about TV studio production was something that I became really, really passionate about, and I pursued for my career. And then I started working. I started off at WKLB Radio. Then I went to Kramer Productions, and then to Comcast Productions. And then I eventually fell to Woburn Public Cable. It was this new media station that was going to be a local public access, which was brand new. And it was a huge budget. And it was one of these things where I got to learn a lot about media, and I got a lot to learn about technology. And I was able to connect with students at a high school. From that job, I had to teach as part of my job. But it was a pass-fail class, and it was only one class. So that was my first experience in teaching, and I kind of liked it. And then the job at Stoughton High School opened up, and I kind of just thought it'd be a thing that I did for a couple of years while I was figuring everything out. And then, I got here, and I saw where we were at, and I grew up down the street, and I wanted to move us up to where some of the amazing programs that I've seen in the other part of the state were. And I just kind of stayed here and fell in love with it here and helped to build this. And now I got this amazing new TV studio, and, all of the technology just keeps on getting better and better. And, I'm just trying to stay with it and grow with it. But, that's kind of in a nutshell how I got into teaching and how I got passionate about teaching, was falling into it. And obviously it was one of those things too, where if you're not great at something, you want to get better. In my first couple of years, I wasn't great, and I feel like I've gotten to a really good swag now, and I feel like I'm in really good condition with this program.
All right. What did you want to do when you were young?
So when I was young, I would say physical training, and I was really into working out. I thought that would be kind of the path, some type of athletic training. But when I went to Curry, I got into communications first, and that was going to be you met with your advisor in college, and you started off a basic program. In my basic program, it was a couple of communications courses, and once I got into that, I realized that physical training would be something I was interested in, but that communications was what I wanted to really pursue.
If you were offered another opportunity instead of this job, would you take it?
Obviously, I have a family, so if they were offering me millions of dollars, I would strongly consider it. But I don't think I'm going anywhere, to be honest with you. I moved close enough to where I live near the high school. Honestly, I live a couple towns away from the high school. I feel like there's so much more for me to accomplish. This new TV studio is I was really passionate where I was before, at the old high school. And I would say this, at the old high school, and I think you noticed this because you had me the first year, a couple of years there, I had an answer for everything, and I had it set up perfectly how I wanted. Now we're at a new place, and I got to start over again. When I first started the high school, it was 2008. So by the time I had you as a student in 2017, 2018, Victor, I had all the answers. I had everything planned. I had everything perfect. I need to get back to that point. But we're starting over with a new school. And I'll say this, I need to get back to that point because there's just so many more amazing tools in this new high school. If you look at the lighting grid itself, you can do all these special effects with lighting. You can change all the colors. We have many more places that we can go live from. We have the Black Box Theater, we have the auditorium, we have the gym. So there's just more capabilities here, and there's a lot more for me to learn and to do. And once I've got that whole me learning how to do it and narrow down, then I got to come up with lesson plans so that it translates to you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to go anywhere, and I'm hoping that I can retire here. I'm already been here since 2008, so I'm almost like 13, 14 years in here. You know, I foresee me being here until up into retirement, and then I'm an adventurous type of guy. If I get to the point where I'm at retirement, like I'm almost 40 now, we're talking about like 20 years, 15, 20 years. I definitely don't see this being the last thing that I do, but I see this being the main thing that I do, if that makes sense.
You have to tell your sorry. You have to tell your younger self thing. What would it be?
Don't be nervous or upset or aggravated about learning something new. I think that's something that I always struggled with as a child, a teenager, and as a young professional is anytime you're going to learn something new, it's really scary. And I know, Victor, I know for a fact you're on the level with me and you know what I'm saying, because I can tell anytime I throw something new at you, you get that way too. It's scary when you don't know something new. But don't be afraid, Mr. Boucher. Don't be afraid, Kevin, to learn new things. Don't be afraid to try to, even if it's going to be hard, develop things and learn things that you can make you better. For instance, like this whole Google Meet thing, I didn't know how to do this like 2 years ago. This is pretty new to me. And, this is how we're doing half our recordings now, or like that lighting board, like I said, like I just, at the old school, we just flicked the switch on, the lights are on. Now we got this amazing setup where we can change the colors and do like many new cool things. I would like to learn more about After Effects, and I need to learn more about After Effects because I got Celine Tran that wants to learn more about that. I think the other thing too is be open-minded and willing to listen to other people's critiques. I've really made an effort to do that the last couple of years with my Google surveys, the Flipgrids. I'm always looking for student feedback on how we can be better. I like Coach Bill Belichick because he's like, if they lose, the Pats lose, the first thing he says is, all right, the players need to play better, but the coach has got to coach better. When you guys do bad, I'm the first person that says, hey, the students got to do better, but the teachers got to do better too. If you guys aren't doing well, I got to take some ownership on that, and I got to try to get better as well. And I try to.
All right. Yes, all the questions I have for you today.
Attention students and faculty, Mr. Boucher needs people to interview for SHS this month. The interview can consist of COVID-19, sports, and music. If you may be interested, contact Mr. Boucher at k_Boucher@stoughtonschools.org.
We're going to keep it with Mr. Boucher along with David, Shadi, and Josh to talk about popular music in the year 2020.
All right, this is Mr. Boucher, and I am here with Shadi Arabi, Josh Rivera, Dave Penny, and this is going to be the entertainment section for SHS's Month Episode 2. And we're here to talk about like popular music and who is some popular artists for the Stoughton High School students, and a little bit of like why our my students here like listening to those artists. So I'll kick it off with Shadi. Go ahead, Shadi.
All right. So my favorite artist that I listen to is Juice WRLD.
Okay, why do you listen to him? Like, what makes him stick out from other artists?
I don't know. I guess like his voice, like his flow. I don't know. He's just been my favorite for a while. I don't know. Most of the songs I like.
All right. So who got you into that? How did you find out about this artist?
I was in the car with my friend when he dropped like his first song or like his most popular song, and then he played it, and I really liked it. And then I asked him who it was, and he told me.
Do you think like other people in Stoughton really like him, or you think like not too many people are like wise to him or on him yet?
Nah, people definitely like him, for sure.
All right, okay. So Josh, how about you? Who are you listening to?
My favorite artist is Mikey Milano. And go ahead.
Why do you like him?
I like him because I know him personally. I grew up with him. I like him because I can relate to what he's saying and stuff like that.
Okay. How'd you find out about him?
I always knew him since I was younger, and he started making music when he was like later in high school. Started to get a lot of views and stuff like that.
All right, cool. David, who's your favorite artist and why?
My favorite artist is probably Polo G.
Okay, how'd you find out about Polo G?
I don't even remember how I found out about him. It was probably when he dropped his first album.
Okay.
Like, I don't even know. What?
Okay, so what like inspires you to listen to him? Like, what does he talk about that's like makes him stand out from other artists?
He just talks. He keeps it real. Like, I like what he talks about. Like, he's I don't know. I don't really know.
You just feel like you connect to him, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you guys this. So we're talking about music, we're talking about hip hop, and kind of what you guys are listening to. What do you guys feel like you like to listen to when you're like working out or you're like on the run? Like, do you guys feel like your artist changes? Like, for instance, like when I'm lifting, I'd like to listen to like Jay-Z or something. But if I'm at home with my kids, I'm not gonna play Jay-Z. I'm gonna play like country music or something. Does like what you listen to changes based on what you're doing? Go ahead, Shadi.
Not really, honestly, because it's just there's so many different people that I listen to, so it's different every time. So I just listen to it over and over.
Will you listen to your favorite artist though, like when you're working out or when you're like, so you don't think there's any difference? You'll listen to the same people kind of all the time.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, just listen to the same people.
Okay, how about you, Josh?
Yeah, it don't really change for me. I still listen to Mikey because he has different type of flows. Like he has different songs that's up tempo, and then he got
Okay.
songs that are more like melodized. Like he switches it up, so I can listen to him to basically anything.
Very good. How about you, David?
Yeah, I think I agree with Chad. I listen to a bunch of different people, but I can listen to Polo G anytime.
So, like, do you listen to different people when you? Obviously, your shoulder's messed up now, but when you like work out, do you listen to the same type of people, or do you like listen to different music?
Yeah, I listen to the same type of people for the most
All right,
part.
that's good. That's good. All right, all right. Let me ask you guys this: how are you guys like finding out about your music? Like when I was a kid, like we would watch MTV or VH1. Like there was places that we would find out about new artists. How does that work for you guys? I'll go with Josh first.
The way I find out my new music is now social media is a big thing. So a lot of artists post to social media and then it gets shared, and then you see
Okay.
it from somebody else who shared it, or you see like a little trailer, like they post a preview, and you'll see it from there. Wait for it to come out, stuff like that.
All right, that's a good point. So, Shadi, following up on that, Josh says a lot of people using social media to find out
Yep.
about the newest songs. Is there any social media website that you like to go to? Do you like to go to like Facebook or like what social media site specifically you guys looking at when you're trying to discover new music?
I don't really like. I don't go to sites to try to find music. I just hear it, and then if I like it, I'll figure out who it is. Like if I hear the song playing, I don't really know. I don't know how I find music.
Where do you find it from though? Do you like how do you find it? I guess is it like you from your friends maybe? Is that how you find it?
I mean, yeah, I guess, but like if like the rapper makes like a song that blows up, I guess, and I hear it, and I listen to his other stuff, see if I
So
like it.
where are you listening to it from though? When you're saying when they
I don't know.
blow
I
it
would be
up?
on like any of like Twitter, Instagram, anything,
Okay.
and then if I just hear the song somewhere, and then I'll just look up the rapper, see what else he makes.
So you're kind of doing what Josh is doing. So like Twitter, Instagram, you're seeing on social media, which is
Yeah.
like brand new because like, well, not brand new, but like my generation, it was like it was on MTV. Like for instance, like Michael Jackson dropped something new, you were watching MTV, or you're watching VH1 to hear the newest songs. And this is like in the 80s and 90s. How about you, David? How do you discover your new music?
Yeah, I mean, I use social media and like if I hear like a friend like will show me a song or something like that, like, but it's mostly through social media.
So, do any of you guys, obviously, all you guys listen to music, you're passionate about it. Do any of you guys like do music, create music? Let me go with Josh. Do you create any music? Do you do anything on your own?
Honestly, nah. I just let the musicians stick to what they do, cause I'm not. I tried to make like beats and stuff before. I just can't do it. Like I'm not good at it.
Gotcha. How about you, Dave?
Nah, I don't make music either. I just listen to it.
All right, and Shadi, how about you? Do you do anything? Making music?
Nah, I don't make any music. My friend did it on my setup. He made a song.
All right, so I'm gonna head off here. Thank you guys for joining me.
Now let's go to an interview with AJ and Josh about the upcoming hockey season.
Hi, I'm Adrian DeBerardinis, and I'm here with Josh Greenspoon, a hockey player for Stoughton High School. I'm going to interview you about a few questions that I have for the upcoming season. What are your outlooks for this upcoming year?
Main outlook for the season, obviously, just to make the tournament. Haven't done it yet. It's always been my main goal every year, and just hopefully we can make it this year. We got some new talent, so I think we'll get there.
That's good. I hope for the best. How will COVID affect your upcoming year?
It won't really affect us too much. Fortunately, we'll have to wear masks while on the ice, which is kind of bad and exhausting, but we'll get through it. And then like the lack of fans in the stands because of social distancing, but not really a lot of rule changes.
Yeah, having to wear the mask is going to be tough, especially for stamina-wise.
I know, it's really takes your stamina down.
Who are some of the top players to look for?
Top players this year, probably on offense. Joe McNulty, Connor Leslie, two great players. Defense, Tyler Kosh, Anthony Hearn, and then definitely some of the Brockton kids,
Yeah. What do you think of the incoming freshmen?
There's a good amount of them this year. I know a lot of them. I've played with them before, I feel like they'll be a great help to our team this year.
That's good. What position would you say you guys have the most depth in?
I feel like our offense is going to be pretty solid this year. We have a lot of new freshmen who are going to be playing offense, so it's going to be a lot of lines, a lot of people playing. It's going to be a good time.
That's good. Thank you for your time.
Well,
And
thanks
that's
for
it
having me.
today.
We're going to throw it back to David, Shadi, and Josh to talk about video games.
What's up, guys? It's Shadi, and I'm here with Josh and David, and we're going to be talking about video games, the violence that video games cause, what it's like online, and the addictiveness from it. First thing we're talking about is our favorite video game. So, what's your guys' favorite? Josh, you want to start?
My favorite video game is NBA 2K11, and it is my favorite video game because it's one of the more original 2Ks, and it was like one of the first ones to have like the little 3-point contest and the dunk contest and blacktop, and yeah, that's my favorite game.
All right, David.
My favorite video game was Madden 16, cause like that was like when I really started to get into Madden, and like yeah, that was like I've played Madden for a long time, but that's when I actually really started to get into it, and it's like probably my favorite game.
All right, my favorite game is probably Black Ops 2 because that was like the first game I played. Me and all my friends got it. We just had a fun time on it together. All right, the next one is, do you think the violence is bad from video games? All right, Josh.
In my opinion, I think for certain people, violence in video games is like influence because some people's brains are different and they think about different situations differently. So to me, violence don't mean nothing. I just play it for the game, but to other people, it might.
All right, David, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with Josh. Like personally, it doesn't really like affect me, but it could affect other people because everybody thinks like in a different way.
Yeah, same. It's like, yeah, I don't see the problem with violence in video games. All right, so how do you guys like the video games like online?
Online video games to me are kind of better because if you don't have a disc, the disc gets scratched and stuff like that. Sometimes it might break by accident, but online's better. It stays on the console. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. I used to like the disc because I like to like go back and look at like all the games I used to play, but like the digital is still good too, like because you can like game share with people and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Digital's way better because you can just share with your friends. And on the PS5, now you can give it to 2 of your friends. All right. So, do you guys think that video games can get too addicting?
Me, I think video games do get addicting because once I start playing it, I can't stop. I don't know why. I just get in grind mode, just not stop playing the game.
Yeah, I'm
David?
kind of I can be the same way. Like you just be playing and like you kind of like lose track of time, and you just be playing on your grind for mad long, and like when you're with your friends and stuff playing, it's just fun and stuff, and like it can be addicting.
Yeah, I think it's way too addicting because I remember in 2K17, I literally, it was with David, kind of. I literally stopped hanging out with my friends at one point and just played the game all day, every
Yeah.
day. I had like a high rep, it's like a rep system. I had a high rep like so fast because I was just on it all day. So yeah, I think it can get way
Played
too
that game
addictive.
way too much.
I had like 6,000 games played on that. Yeah. All right, so that's everything that we got about video games. Tune in for the next podcast. See ya.
We're going to end it off with a podcast with Cam about the COVID-19 vaccine.
Hi, my name is Cameron Leslie, and today I'm going to be talking with Abiel and Tevin about their opinions on the newly announced coronavirus vaccine. So let's start off with Tevin. What are your opinions on the new vaccine?
My opinions on the new vaccine is I do plan on hoping that it's good for everyone and we can get rid of this COVID and hopefully have it die down. I do plan on waiting to see if like it's perfectly fine and there's no symptoms and stuff like that. But overall, I am pretty excited for the results of the vaccine.
All right, nice. Abiel, what are your opinions on the new vaccine?
I just hope it's safe and like available for everyone, but I think we should be like very cautious about it, so like people don't like take it like a mass and then like something bad happens to them. Just like wait a bit, like be patient and wait a bit. You're already being patient during this pandemic. You can wait like a little bit more. So like just be like more about what your decisions are. Like wait like at least like 2 to 3 months before you take it, because you want to see like what happens to your environment.
So like
that's like really key to yourself.
For me, I personally don't feel like I'm gonna get the virus vaccine right away, because like sometimes it's not like we all think it's gonna be, and it doesn't work like they say it might. Like I don't want to get it and then have that false sense of confidence that it's gonna work and like start interacting with everybody like I used to, for it not to work and then I spread it to everybody else. So I'm gonna wait to see the results that everybody else gets first before I get it myself.
Because you never know.
Facts.
Yeah, you never know.
So yeah, thank you guys for joining me.
Yep, of course.
Good afternoon, I'm AJ, and I'm here to get you to film winter sports such as boys and girls hockey, boys and girls basketball, and swimming. Winter sports starts December 14th. Please contact Mr. Donahue and Mr. Boucher to let them know when and where you'll be filming. Have a good day. Thank you.
Welcome back to another edition of Wide World of Sports. I'm your host, Matty Brown, and I'm with my co-host,
Brady Conlon.
And we're here for another edition of Wide World of Sports.
Second edition.
Better than ever. Let's hop right
Let's
into it. So, let's start it off.
The Pats.
Not making the playoffs.
First time
I don't know what to do with myself.
in a while.
You know,
It's been
every time I've been alive, the Pats have been in the playoffs as so as I can remember. I mean, they probably
except
haven't,
that year
but,
when
like,
Brady
as long as
tore
I
his ACL, but
as long as I can remember, they've been in the offs.
Yeah.
They've had a chance at the
or
Super
the
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
I mean, personally, I thought Cam could bring us to the motherland. You know,
I did.
thought he could bring us
up
another
until,
Super
like,
Bowl.
Week 3, week 4.
Yeah,
Then I've
lost faith.
He's
So that brings us to the question: should the kid get the start here?
100%. He signed a deal, all incentives. Though it doesn't matter if they don't play him or not. They have Stidham,
Yeah.
He can start next year if he performs.
Yeah. See, I mean, you're out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
You got nothing to lose.
Throw Jacoby Meyer back there.
Throw the Stid the Kid man in there. Throw him in. Want to see him start.
Yeah. I feel like passing would be a lot better with him.
Do we think that Brady was our savior? Do you think that Belichick and Brady was more? Or do you think it was more Brady and Belichick, more than just Belichick?
Well, I think the offense has been pretty slow, like even last year.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say he's the savior. I think if Belichick had better people, I think it would be a different result.
Yeah.
He doesn't really trust Cam, so he can't really do anything with him.
True.
So.
Hey man, I think it's different on seeing number 12 out there, you know.
Yeah.
The majestic
TB12. TB12.
All right, let's move on from the sadness.
Yeah.
NBA preseason starting up. KD's back and better than ever right here. What are your thoughts?
He looked really good against the C's.
Oh, I think he's back and better than ever.
He looked really good.
I think he's scary. I think he's gonna be.
I mean, I'm not afraid. He still looks slow to me, coming off an Achilles tear.
Yeah,
but like
fairly large.
it's a hard
tough
injury to come back from.
Yeah.
Kobe couldn't do it. Don't really trust Kevin Durant being able to do it, but we'll see.
I mean, inside sources say he's back. So take that with a grain of salt. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think they'll be good anyways because Kyrie is a poison, but not a big.
I mean, I guess we'll see how it gels, but I mean that's gonna be an exciting duo to watch. I think an exciting team. I think they're gonna be one of the best teams in the NBA, just because of KD.
Yeah, I think they'll be good in the regular season, but I don't see them winning. After that.
Facts.
The Mavericks who are coming different this year.
I was just about to get to that. How do we think Luka's gonna
do?
Do we think
Luka's MVP of the league this year?
Hot take.
Hot take.
Hot take on Wild World of Sports. Hot take. I mean, I can't say that I disagree with it. You know, I mean, he's a special player.
He's a playmaker.
Makes
everyone
I
better.
think he excelled in the bubble.
He did.
Showed off his talents in the bubble. Maybe showed off his game, and I think that helped his cause.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. But do we think that he can surpass LeBron, surpass Giannis, surpass James Harden? Who knows what happens with James Harden?
If they win a lot more games than they have, that'll show the improvement of everyone, and that shows that Luka's that important.
Where do we think James Harden will land?
I think he'll stay in Houston.
I think he'll stay put too. I think
they're just gonna do whatever he wants.
Yeah. I think they're just gonna listen to offers, see what they can get. Not really.
I don't think he goes.
I think that if they're wowed by a trade package, then they'll
maybe for like Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I don't know. But, let's get to football here. Let's get to college football. What do we think about the rankings here? Bama coming in at number 1. Clemson at 2.
I think those two are obvious.
I think they are obvious too. I think they're easily the best two teams.
The Ohio State University at 3.
It's a little skeptic by some people. I mean,
I haven't played as many games.
Yeah, you could say that, but they're 6.
They still run through people.
Yeah, and then you got Notre Dame topping it off at 4. I don't know. A lot of people feel weird about Notre Dame at 4.
I don't think they're for real. I don't see them even.
I mean, I think after watching that, what was the ACC championship game,
Clemson, Notre Dame, yeah.
I mean, they just ran over.
Clemson they stopped scoring. Fair. They could have put up more points.
Trevor Lawrence was just playing with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think your national championship is going to be Clemson
and
Bama, and I think that's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
So
I think Clemson comes out with a victory too.
I mean, they're both hot offenses. They could both score at will. Mac Jones, Heisman favorite, probably
when the
Najee Harris for Bama.
Yeah.
And you just got. I mean, we all know about Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, T-Law is just gonna.
We all know about Trevor Lawrence.
Then they have the running back, Travis, and Etienne.
Oh, Etienne. Whatever his name is. Yeah, he's solid.
He's pretty good.
Solid.
All-time.
Both solid teams. I think it's going to be Clemson.
I think
Bama.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're looking at. So that's going to do it for the Wild World of Sports second edition.
We will see you next month.
See y'all next time.
Next month.
Next Wild World of Sports.
Number 3.
You come back, check us out. I'm Maddie Brown, my co-host Brady Collins signing off. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of SHS this month.